Hi, welcome to Mommas and Mayonnaise. I'm your host, Trina. This is a short form podcast for mamas that are looking for a quick burst of me time. Before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button and share this with another mama that's looking for some summer fun ideas to do alone, to do with her kiddos, or to do with just another mom. As always, we're going to start the episode off with a motivational quote. This week's motivational quote is, I can set boundaries and I don't have to come up with excuses. That is a great quote, and I think everyone should definitely hold on to this one for the rest of the year. Again, the quote says, I can set boundaries and I don't have to come up with excuses. Boundaries help keep your peace. Boundaries are a form of self-care. Pass that along to another mama. Pass that along to people that always want to run over your boundaries. That way you can make sure you keep your boundaries in place. But guess what time it is? It's mama time. This week's mama time is going to be, of course, we are continuing on with our 100 days of self-care. We're going to do days 58 through 60. These are just the first 3 days to start your week off. The first day is make homemade Play-Doh. Homemade Play-Doh is actually not that hard to make. During the pandemic, me and my girls made it. It was simple. Usually you will have the ingredients at home. It is 1 cup of flour, a half a cup of salt, and I'm trying to see. Okay, what I'm using right now is Google's AI. What's that called? Gemini? I'm using Gemini. I just did a regular Google search, put in homemade Play-Doh, and it came up with the recipe. 1 cup of all-purpose flour, half a cup of salt, 2 teaspoons of cream of tartar. This may be something you don't have in your cabinet. It says it's optional. It helps improve the texture and storage. 1 cup of water, 1 tablespoon of vegetable oil, and food coloring. That's also optional. If you don't do food coloring, you're just going to end up with like white or maybe like an off-white type Play-Doh. We have combined the flour, salt, and cream of tartar into a saucepan. And then in a separate container, you want to mix the water, oil, and food coloring. So just like baking, mix your dry ingredients along with your, in one place, mix your wet ingredients in another place. And then it says add the wet ingredients to the dry ingredients into the saucepan that's on the oven. Cook over medium heat, stirring constantly until the mixture forms a dough ball. Remove from the heat and let cool. Then you're going to knead the dough lightly. This helps it to become pliable and so your kids can use it. You can store it in an airtight container to prevent it from drying out. Of course, it does not last as long as regular Play-Doh. If you leave regular Play-Doh out, it's not going to last that long. I know from personal experience, my youngest daughter loves to leave her Play-Doh out of the container. Then she comes back the next morning and is like, oh, what happened to my Play-Doh? It dried out. So making Play-Doh is not that hard. It's something great, especially if your kids have not gone back to school yet. Great activity to do. It's not really stressful, especially if you have older kids. It's good to do, especially if you're at home and you don't want to get out and about. You can go ahead and get these few items from your pantry. Go ahead and make you some Play-Doh, and it doesn't take long. I was trying to think. Okay, I think that's all I want to say about that. Oh, I know what I was going to say. This is also something good if you have, let's say, a very creative child that likes to make molds of things like statues and other things you can make from Play-Doh. It works out because they're just going to continue to run through Play-Doh all the time. So this is a great idea. Day 59, visit a national park. There are a lot of national parks just across America, well, North America, that you can visit. I looked up the national parks using Gemini again with Google. We have here in Georgia 11 national parks. The national parks are the Kennesaw Mountain National Battlefield Park. That's great for hiking. Martin Luther King Jr. National Historical Park, Great place to visit, especially if your family has never gone. Of course, you can definitely visit during MLK weekend, but I will say it is crowded during that time. So you may want to go a few weekends before, maybe like at the end of Christmas break, or a few weekends after, maybe like during Black History Month. You have Chattahoochee River National Recreation Area. It said this one's a popular spot for outdoor recreation. It has a 48-mile stretch of the Chattahoochee River. The Oka, I'm not even gonna try to pronounce it. Muggy Mounds National Historical Park. Oh, that's funny. And then you have Cumberland Island National Seashore, Andersonville National Historic Site. This has a National Cemetery and a National Prisoner of War Museum. Fort Pulaski, that is near Savannah. I think we actually went to that one before. Then we had the Chickamauga and Chattanooga National Military Park and Jimmy Carter National Historic Site. That was in Plains, Georgia, where Jimmy Carter is from, former President Jimmy Carter. So those are the 11 national parks we have here in the state of Georgia. I would love for you to leave a comment to let us know what national parks you have visited or what national parks you have in your state that you would love to go visit. Because out of all those national parks, the only one I've ever been to is the MLK Center. I've actually never been to anything else. So that may be something good just to put on the list of things to do. With national parks, you can get a pass. I don't know how much the pass is, but you can get a pass, like a national pass, and you can visit just across the United States and pay for a pass and go to the national parks. They're usually very educational. Most of them, especially if they're outside, very beautiful, something to do, a different atmosphere and a different site for your kids to look at. Next, we have day 60, play hide and seek. Hide and seek is a great game to play, especially with your kids. It doesn't matter how old your kids are. It's just something fun. If your kids are young and like really young and you're just starting to play, it's just amazing to see your kids try to look for you. If you have kids a little bit older, like elementary school, that may be something that you haven't played in a while. So that's good to bring everybody back to that nostalgic feeling. And especially if you have even older kids, like middle school or high school, they're definitely not going to play initially, but maybe you could put a twist on it. Maybe you could do hide and seek and try to find like money if you give your kids money to spend for back to school shopping or something like that. So put a little twist on it for your older kids. I was trying to think, I said like finding money or even school supplies or something like that, something that will motivate older kids to actually play hide and seek. You have to get creative with that. I have younger kids that are still very much interested in playing hide and go seek. Those are our 3 days to start the week off. We have day 58, make homemade Play-Doh. I shared the recipe. If you missed it, definitely rewind back to listen to the beginning of the episode. Day 59, visit a national park. Day 60, play hide and seek. So leave a comment. Let us know which days are you participating in. When is the last time you've played hide and seek, especially if you have older kids? Have you visited any national parks? The national park trip, that is something good to do, but like another group of mamas or a mom or two that with her kids, that way you guys can kind of go out, pack a picnic, things like that, make a day out of it. Leave your comments. Don't forget to share this with another mama that is looking for something to kind of round out the end of summer with her kids. And also hit the like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and follow us on all social media platforms at Mommas and Manny's. And remember that me time is essential, but it is never selfish. Have a great week, mama.